High school should be a time of enjoyment for teenagers. There are many opportunities available for a student to enrich their experience, such as athletics or activities. However, this was not to be the case for Courtney Silver, who was faced with a life-changing decision.
It also explained like track and field, like why I was so out of breath and why I couldn't run and I couldn't do anything.
And I just remember leaving the hospital and I just bawled my eyes out.
If I had time, just let her, talk it off, and I would just be that kind of listening ear for her.
But I definitely did a lot of crying, and my family did.
It was during her sophomore year of high school that Courtney was hit with a shocking revelation that would forever have an impact on her.
I found out I was pregnant spring break of my sophomore year of high school.
And since this was something that was obviously unplanned, something you really didn't anticipate happening, what was your first reaction?
There was a lot of crying involved. I don't know, I was freaking out. No one, I never just pictured that, getting pregnant at 16. That's so surreal, and you're always oh, that will never be me, those girls are so stupid. But then in perspective now, I think to myself, you never know how that situation comes about. And it was super hard. For the longest time, I didn't even tell my family members that we were pregnant because my parents were just so upset with me and so disappointed in me that they didn't want to tell their family, and they didn't want to tell their friends. And that was super hard, so that took a toll too.
What were some of the emotions that were running through your head? Was it fear? Was it sadness? Was it uncertainty?
It's a little bit of everything. Uncertainty because you don't know what the future's going to hold. You're pregnant with a child, you're 16. My boyfriend at the time, he was only 18 years old, so he was about to graduate high school. I'm just a sophomore in high school, and he had all these big plans to go to West Point and go to the Air Force Academy and do all these super amazing things because he was one of the top of his class. He was super smart and he had lots of potential. And it was super scary because I had a lot of potential with dance. I had just gotten accepted into this amazing dance academy in New York, and they wanted me to come and finish my high school career with them and become a professional dancer with them. And so I had that going on for me. And the pregnancy definitely would have ended that. That would have ended that for me, because if I had continued with the pregnancy, then I couldn't dance because I'd obviously be pregnant. And so if I wanted to continue down that path and I wanted to do the professional dance, I had to have an abortion, which was also scary because I don't believe in abortion.
The situation for Courtney was stressful, to say the least. Luckily, she had the support of a close friend, Talia Browning. When you found out that Courtney was pregnant, how were you there to help her? Because I know this is a very, very difficult situation for any 16-year-old to go through. And how did you find the strength and the wisdom and the courage to help her?
I have a faith in God and Jesus Christ, so I think that could only come from him, because as a junior, I had never gone through anything similar to that. So I just came at it with an open heart, and I just saw her. I just said hey, if you need anything, just let me know. I'm just here for you in general. I'm not here to pressure you or even talk about the pregnancy at all. But I'm if you just need anything. And so I think I came at it with an open heart of just being there. Not even feeling I need to give her advice about anything, but just being a person that she can just be to, come to and rest and be solid with.
Another source of help was Courtney's high school counselor, Renee Vordahl, and her English teacher, Megan Ferguson.
I think when she was having her really bad days, it was pretty obvious that, learning about Beowulf or gender roles or anything else wasn't, top priority. And so I just always let her, if she was having a hard time, I just told her to go out in the hall, take a deep breath, go get some water.
So Courtney is an amazing young lady, and really what I did is, as her counselor, I just allowed her to have a space to breathe, to get away from the student body at those times she was having, a difficult time with that decision. A lot of times we would talk about her grades and what the lifestyle, would look like for her after she had her baby. A lot of assurance that she would be okay, and we would all be here to support her.
With support from Talia, Miss Vordahl, and Miss Ferguson, Courtney continued her pregnancy, experiencing many ups and downs along the way. She rebuilt relations with her parents, but also made the difficult choice to give her daughter up for adoption.
It was probably the hardest decision I will ever have to make in my entire life. I mean, I carried my daughter for 9 months. I held my daughter for 3 days, and then I gave her away, and I did not hold my daughter again until Valentine's Day when she was almost 4 months old. So it's super hard because I'm watching my daughter grow up without me, and it's really hard.
This women's healthcare clinic in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho provides care to 16,000 women a year, helping with a range of needs including ultrasounds and pregnancy planning. It was at a clinic very similar to this one that Courtney found out she was having her daughter, and what options she had.
Abortion is almost always what people think of first. I actually gave my college speech was about adoption and how it is a viable choice, and not a lot of people know about it. Like, I would say I get that you're scared, and I know that you're terrified, and you have no idea what's going on. And I know it would be hard to go through adoption. It's not easy, but not like the easy decision is not always the right decision. And yes, abortion is the easy decision because you don't think you're going to think about it, but you do. I chose to give life, and I have never regretted it. I've never regretted going through what I went through, and I would never get rid of it. I would never change it. I've always hoped that when she gets older, she doesn't resent me for giving her away. That's always a fear of mine, but I just always hope that she doesn't hate me for giving her away or ever think that I didn't love her enough, and that's why I gave her away, because it's not. I gave her away because I couldn't give her everything that she deserved in this life. She deserves the whole world, and I couldn't give that to her. And I would rather her be with someone else and get the world than be with me and get less than what she deserves. So I just always hope that she understands why I did what I did.